Hey everyone, Kyle once again, and welcome back to another trailer reaction. So, I did another react to a trailer that came out like a month ago. This one, like I did for the New Mutants. Um, Now this one, I think the trailer came out like about, I would say, what was it, a month? I would say probably a month or two. I guess I don't know when the first or second trailer. I think it was the first trailer that came out though. But now for this one, it's a trailer that on the CGI live action one that coming out next year, called Peter Rabbit. Now Peter Rabbit is a character that I remember years and years ago. Years ago, I had it on. Now I don't have these anymore. I had a box set of old VHS tapes. Um, One of them had a tape about Peter Rabbit. Another tape had one, I forget the name. It was a frog that liked fishing, and there was another one that had about a pig. I don't remember those character names because it's been like I watched it like so many years ago on old VH tapes, and I don't have them anymore. I know if anyone knows about those two characters that I mentioned, there was a frog that liked fishing, and there was a pig that's I forget that character's name though. If anyone knows though. But Peter Rabbit, it was a character I know. I know it's been like a character for I forget. It was like probably during the early 1900s, I think. If I'm wrong on that, I'm pretty sure. But it's an old character, an old fairy tale character. And Peter Rabbit, like I said, I remember growing up watching this. And I guess years later, I guess people have forgotten about it. I don't know if too many people nowadays don't talk about Peter Rabbit. Although recently, like a year or two ago, they released an animated TV show about the character Peter Rabbit. And I guess enough for they wanted to make a movie out of it. So they got the director of Easy A and the remake of the 2014 Annie, Will Gluck, to direct. And it's a live action film. It's from Sony Pictures Animation, the same studio that made the Smurfs movies, and to help with the animation the stuff for the Goosebumps as well. But yeah, and yeah, for your live action characters, you have Domhnall Gleeson, and you got Rose Byrne. Rose Byrne from the Neighbors films and the prequel X-Men films, and also the Insidious film as well. Then you got James Corden voicing Peter Rabbit. Then you got Daisy Ridley, who's starring in that. What's her character's name from the new Star Wars movies? Who's the new Jedi supposedly? Who plays Peter Rabbit's Peter Rabbit has three sisters. You got Cottontail as Daisy Ridley's playing, Margot Robbie, who played Harley Quinn from Suicide Squad, as Flopsy, and Elizabeth Debicki, who played Princess Aisha from the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 as Mopsy. And I guess they travel along, and from the trailer they're in gardens, and until they get to Domhnall Gleeson's character, which also Domhnall Gleeson, he's also been appearing in the new Star Wars film. He was like the First Order high-ranking officer. I forget this character's name though, but he's like there as well. And I guess the Rose Byrne and Domhnall Gleeson are like neighbors from different farms, and Domhnall Gleeson is trying to get rid of Peter Rabbit because they're eating his stuff, and I guess and like they want to stay, and like Rose Byrne, I guess it's a question that the animals can talk, and I guess now like Peter Rabbit now like shows like a scene where Peter Rabbit's like kicking Domhnall Gleeson's butt. Oh great, so that's another like a old character that I bring up to be like an action, does like all this action stuff like kicking and punching and all that. Which my dad says now that they want to take all the stuff, make them turn like, they have to be very action characters, and he says like they destroy stuff like that from old characters or fairy tales. That everything nowadays has to be like they have to make them into action stars, or like they have to know there's a punch, kick, and do action stuff like that. But of course, back in those days, there were nothing like those. There were simple fairy tale stories, like from the old VHS. There was like an old VHS short film. Like remember, it was Peter Rabbit was just an ordinary rabbit. He didn't do any of the punch kicking, like kicking Demon Gleeson's butt. And setting traps, like his hand caught in bear traps, and making him hit the face like a bear rakes a couple times, like oh. And apparently Sam Neill has a role in this. He plays like Demon Gleeson's character as an older character. He says he's narrating as the older character of Demon Gleeson's character. And I like Sam Neill, but that's all he do is like guess he's like only does his narrating, I guess. But Peter Rabbit, I'm not too sure. I mean, I only saw like Peter Rabbit with these tapes a couple times growing up, though. I know Peter Rabbit's a classic character. I do know that, though. But I didn't fully grow up like I do like all the ones that I grew up with, such for the Disney films or the characters and stuff like that, though. I know Peter Rabbit's been a classic icon for how many decades, but for make him look like this, but I'm just not entirely sure. I'm sure it'll be like a harmless kids film, but I'm sure but like I said, this is sometimes some of the stuff they do to modernize the characters nowadays. But we'll just wait and see. It opens on February 9th. It's the same weekend, I think, as for that third and final installment of the 50 Shades trilogy. I guess I'll probably say I like this. Like I said, for the trailer of this, I say it's better than any of the 50 Shades films, and for the third trailer I saw. For the third film, I said. But I'll wait and see. So that's another just quick thought on Peter Rabbit. Probably is not that much to talk about because I have not seen the anime show, but I remember as I said a couple times growing up. I had an old box of the 3 VHS tests. So this of Peter Rabbit. I forget the frog's name. The likes of fish, and there was like a pig. There was a pig character who met like a female pig. If anyone remembers that, please let me know because I forget though. Because like it opened up like a woman who's like painting with her dog, and then she starts telling about the tales of Peter Rabbit and all the other characters. So, but yeah, Peter Rabbit. I'll have to wait and see. It seems like a harmless kids film, but I didn't grow up too much with Peter Rabbit. I know it's been a classic character for years, so I'll have to wait and see on that though. But yeah, that's my thoughts on the Peter Rabbit trailer. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned on the next movie review and more trailer reactions, like I said. And we'll see you later.